The Fireball Rocket Balloons is widely regarded as the best attack strategy in Clash of Clans, and it's only gotten stronger with the addition of the Electro Boots. So this is the only guide you'll need to consistently 3-star any base with this powerful army. First things first, let's give you the best build each hero needs for this army to be successful. Starting with the Grand Warden, he will be using the Fireball with the Rage Gem, as this will allow you to clear defenses with ease during his walk around the base, while also stamping out defenses outside of his range with the Fireball. As for his pets, here is the best pet to run with him. Next up is the Royal Champion, where she will want to use the Electro Boots and Haste Vial. This set allows you to do a Royal Champion charge to get great value off the base, while also setting up the Fireball to get deeper into the base. For her best pets, here is what pets I would recommend for you to use with this. For the Barbarian King, I always recommend the Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball for the insane utility of being able to break open walls while also doing massive damage around him. As for his pets, I recommend running these. As for the Archer Queen though, I'd recommend using her Magic Mirror and Healer Puppet combo, as it not only gives her a ton of HP, but will also offer a ton of DPS from the Mirror's cloned queens. As for her pets, here is what I'd recommend you use for her. With the best build out of the way, let's start with the Royal Champion charge. Before using this though, I recommend understanding the timing of your invisibility spells. If you don't have the Spirit Fox, use your invisibility spells every 4 seconds or whenever the Royal Champion walks out of the spell. If you do have the Spirit Fox, use an invisibility spell every 10 seconds, starting at 2 minutes and 56 seconds left, then 2 minutes and 46 seconds left, and so on. Continue this cycle until you either run out of spells or your Royal Champion reaches the core, where you will need to use your spells more frequently to avoid taking too much damage in the core. With that knowledge, use your Royal Champion to clear as many defenses as possible while charging to set up the Warden's Fireball. I tend to recommend only using about 3 invisibility spells during the Royal Champion charge, where you can save the rest for the Fireball, but you can also just use all 5. You can also activate her Haste Vial to clear additional defenses before she falls. This should create a wedge in the base, allowing the Warden to walk on one side while your King and Queen push along the other side. With the Royal Champion charge done, start your Warden walk soon after. Use him to clear buildings or even handle this enemy CC if it's been lured out with the help of a poison spell to deal with it. While he walks, you can use 1 to 2 invisibility spells on nearby defenses to help the Fireball get deeper into the base, where you want to use 1 to 2 Earthquake spells, which will let you smash defenses around the targeted building. If you have no invisibility spells for your Fireball, that's still completely fine because you'll at least get something. Once the Fireball has been used to clear defenses, continue guiding your Warden around the base to clear additional structures as he walks. If the Warden does fall to defenses or an enemy hero, you can quickly revive him to keep his healers with him until the end of the attack. While your Warden is walking one side, send your King and Queen to walk the other. To cut the funnel off for them, use a Siege Barrack so you can control your heroes into the base. If need be, use Super Wall Breakers to push your heroes deeper and focus on clearing as much of the core as possible. The King's Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots will help open the base for your Queen and smash defenses around him, while the Queen's Magic Mirror provides extra damage and protection while the Healer Puppets keep her healed. This should effectively clear the core, leaving you free to focus on your Rocket Balloons to clear up the back end of the base while your Warden continues to walk around. With most of the base cleared from your Warden Walk and Fireball, the Royal Champion charge, and your hero dive with your King and Queen, it's time to deploy your Rocket Balloons. In basic terms, use 2 to 3 Rocket Balloons per defense to overwhelm and quickly take them down. Try to space them out to effectively snipe multiple defenses, while also being sure to clean up leftover trash buildings with some cleanup troops. This will ensure that a 3-star finish happens with time to spare. Now that you know each part of this army, let's give you the army comp for this attack, as it's the same for Town Hall 15, Town Hall 16, and Town Hall 17. Feel free to share this with fellow clashers if you want to learn a super strong army. With all of the knowledge of how this army works, it's time to give you a full example of how each piece comes together for an unstoppable army. Now for this attack, we're going to be starting with the Royal Champion Charge. In this case, we're going in towards the CC. Typically, I would recommend trying to avoid doing that, especially if it's an Ice Golem CC, but if you know that it's not, you can always use it to deal with the enemy clan castle, since the Electro Boots always deals damage, even to units under invisibility. Other than this, you just want to make sure that you're timing your spells every 10 seconds, or if you're at Town Hall 15, every 4 seconds. You can use the haste file at this point to get some more defenses down before she falls, but then this lets you use the Grand Warden on one part of the base. He's going to be walking this one side, so you can use a couple rocket balloons to set up the fireball, where you also have 1 or 2 invisibility spells that you can use to get that fireball just that wee bit deeper into the base, where you can use 2 earthquake spells to absolutely remove a couple structures from there. You can even use invisibility to protect your Warden if need be, but you can also use a revive spell to get him right back up. Of course, you want to use the siege barrack on the other side of the base in order to cut off the funnel for your heroes. This allows you to have your king and queen walk on one side while your Warden is walking on the other. This is going to give you much more value than you would just having all your heroes together, as the Warden is able to clear and clean up other defenses while your king and queen are going in and removing the core of the base, keeping the Warden not only protected from too much damage, but also being able to nuke sections off of the base, where you have the spiky ball and earthquake boots from the king to open that up and allow your queen with her healer puppets and magic mirror and a rage spell to do even more damage. Other than this, you've got the rocket balloons to start sniping defenses, and they're going to easily overwhelm the rest of the base, in addition to having super minions from your siege barrack, and of course having cleanup troops. Let's also look at this at Town Hall 15, where the Fox isn't present. We're going to be starting with our Royal Champion, and we're still going to do some pretty basic timing, but instead of going every 10 seconds, we're going to go every 4 seconds, or whenever the Royal Champion just walks out of the invisibility spell. This is going to allow us to get plenty of great value. We're going to be able to lure the CC, which is completely fine, and we're going to be able to at least deal with plenty of additional defenses, while also having the Phoenix to actually get our Royal Champion back up and keep her moving. This allows us to deal with the enemy CC with our Grand Warden and use a couple rocket balloons to clear out some defenses. This also then sets us up pretty well to use the Fireball, where we have 2 invisibility spells. So we're able to deal with the enemy CC, and once we have dealt with that, we can use our 2 invisibilities and send the Fireball for the core, where we're able to remove plenty of defenses. He's going to be walking on one side of the base, which is going to allow us to use our siege barrack on the other, while we're going to be pushing into the core of the base with our king and queen, along with an ice golem for support. As we move into the base, we want to make sure that we have the Warden continuously walking around. He's going to be able to get some great value in the process, while our king and queen are being able to move deeper into the base, at least into the core, so we can deal with both the Eagle artillery along with other structures. This allows us to use our earthquake boots and spiky ball to open up a large area and deal heavy damage, while also having the rage spell and the queen with her magic mirror and healer puppets to do plenty of damage and clear and gut a majority of the core. This really then allows us to use our rocket balloons to start clearing out the back end of the base, maybe even having a revive to get our Royal Champion back. But for the most part, we're going to easily overwhelm the rest of the base with all of our cleanup troops, super minions from the CC, and of course the rocket balloons to easily 3-star. This just goes to show how strong this army is, and with a bit of practice, even you can get 3 stars with this. If you are struggling though with Royal Champion charges, I have a video right here that can help you master it.